Good day, everyone. You're welcome to today's live stream. How are you doing today and how has been trading? I believe you can hear me loud and clear. If you can, please drop a comment. If you can hear me loud and clear, drop a comment. If you can see my screen, I'd also like to know in the comment section. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. How has been trading this week? I'd like to know in the comment section. It's really been challenging. How has it been at your end? How has it been? How has it been? How has it been? So I want to believe you can hear me. Go straight to business. So we'll start by looking at the fundamentals. Good morning, Isaiah. Let's start by looking at the calendar for today. Today is 2nd October 2025. So let's see the calendar. Today, okay, 2nd October. So we have just two major news, one from Swiss franc and another from United States. The time for the United States is not given, but I think it will be a New York session between 2 and 5 p.m. Unemployment claims. I think the time that was there was 1:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. I don't know why it has been changed. Okay, no time. You should consider this if you're contemplating trading USD pairs or you're currently trading USD pairs. You should look out, watch out for this news. The previous was 218K and the forecast is 225. So they are expecting an increase. That's about 7K increase. 7K increase. That's the expectation. Okay, so let's go to the chart. So we'll start by looking at dollar index. As you can see, dollar index, it's still bearish. You can see, let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so based on how yesterday candle closed, I thought dollar will be bullish today. I thought it would be bullish. As you can see, yesterday candle was used to fill a fair value gap, and after filling that fair value gap, let's see the pattern we had on 4-hour time. Okay, yesterday candle was used to fill the fair value gap. Okay, and you can see we had what looks like an hammer, which is a bullish reversal pattern. You can see we had what looks like an hammer, and if you go down to 4-hour, look at the pattern we had here, though not a valid. What we had here was not a valid bullish. It wasn't a valid bullish reversal pattern. Okay, so it's this relative equal low might be used as liquidity. it is likely this relative equal low might be used as liquidity. Let's see 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour also we have this relative equal low. Could it be that a fair value gap was created on this 1 hour time frame or 15 minutes time frame? Let's see if price actually pulled back to fill a fair value gap that was created here. Let's see. Let's confirm. Let's see what we have on 15 minutes. So on 15 minutes, do we have a fair value gap here? There is no fair value gap here on 15 minutes. There is no fair value gap here. Let's just see 5 minutes. Good morning, start on that. It's been a while. Hope everything is fine. It's been a while. Okay, so on 5 minutes also, there is no fair value gap here. There is no fair value gap here. Okay, I would have said maybe it's because of the fair value gap it's created. That's the reason for the current pullback. But as you can see, there is no fair value gap it's created here. Okay, so right now I can't say it is bullish. I can't say it is bearish until if it breaks this support. If it breaks this support, if dollar breaks this support, then we should expect more sells on the dollar. If it breaks this support, okay, if dollar breaks this support, that would confirm a more bearish move. Okay, that's what I see playing out on the dollar. Okay, that will be a strong confirmation for more sales. And if it breaks out from that zone, it's most likely coming to fill the next sell side imbalance, which is residing at this low. Okay, it might come to fill this fair value gap. Okay, and that this fair value gap, this is what we have on 4 hour. Let's go down to daily. Okay, so that could be the next target. And if it breaks out from this fair value gap, then it's likely coming to fill this fair value gap. So right now, with what we have on the daily time frame, we can say the dollar is still bearish. We can say the dollar is still bearish. It's still bearish. I was expecting dollar to come fill this fair value gap this week before going bearish. That was my expectation. Okay, I was expecting it to pull back to this zone before going bearish. Unfortunately, it didn't play out as expected. It didn't play out as expected, so it's still bearish at the moment. If you have any question or any pair you'd want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. How has been trading? How has it been? How has it been? This week has really been, it's been challenging. And I believe it's because of the NFP that will be released and all other major news that was released this week. It has really made it so challenging for traders. It has really made it so challenging for traders. Okay, so let's move to yen basket. Yen basket. That's why it's good to always use your stop loss. You can never be too sure. You can never be too sure. That is why you should use your stop loss in case the market doesn't go the way you planned it. You just take that loss and leave the market. Don't fight the market. The market is always right. It's always right. If it tells you you are wrong, accept that you are wrong. And the one way to accept that you are wrong is to take that loss. Take that loss and wait for the next opportunity. Never fight the market. You can never win that battle. You can never win that battle. As a Forex trader, you must be comfortable taking losses. You can't win every trade. Know that and know peace. You can't win every trade. Okay? Okay, so on yen basket, as you can see, yen is still pushing. It's still pushing. But I'm expecting yen to sell. Okay, for the past 4 days now, yen has been bullish. It's been bullish. And yesterday it swept the liquidity residing at this previous high. And after sweeping this external range liquidity, price is expected to pull back to an internal range liquidity, which is a fair value gap. Okay, we have this fair value gap here. So I'd love to see it retrace back to one of these fair value gap. But as we can see, it has not given us a bearish reversal pattern. It has not given us a bearish reversal pattern, so we can't jump in and start selling yen now. You can see it has not given us a bearish reversal pattern. Let's see how the candle closed yesterday on 4-hour time frame. So on 4-hour time frame, it gave us what looks like a bearish reversal pattern. You can see we had what looks like a shooting star. Let's go down to 1 hour to confirm. Let's see the pattern on 1-hour time frame. So you can see yesterday we had Angry Man, indicating change in trend on a 1-hour time frame. We had a shooting star here. We had a spiraling top, 3 candlestick pattern, bearish reversal pattern, right, indicating change in trend. And you can see price dropped a little through the Asian session into the London session. Price crashed a little, went down a little, and right now strong rejection. Now this pullback could be to just sweep the liquidity it created yesterday. Maybe they want to sweep the liquidity. So if you want to sell, I would suggest you wait for price to probably sweep the liquidity or wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form on 4-hour time frame before you take a sell. Right now it is still bullish, but if a bearish reversal pattern forms after it sweeps this liquidity, you could look for sales. Or let's go down to 15 minutes. Okay, this is what we have on 15 minutes time frame. So 15 minutes also is still strongly bullish. Okay, so just wanted to identify the most recent support resistance here. So I would suggest if you want to sell, you for at least 1-hour candle to close below this zone. This is where I would suggest patiently wait for 1 hour to close below this zone. If 1 hour closes below that zone, you might want to consider selling yen. That is my take on yen. I hope that is clear. If you are here to give the video a thumbs up, please do, so that others can get to see this video. Give the video a thumbs up. And if it's your first time joining the live stream, do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Okay, so let's look at currency pairs now. Let's start with GBP USD. So this is 15 minutes. Let's start with the daily time frame. So GBP USD also has been bullish for the past 3 days now, going into 4 days now. It's been bullish. It's been bullish, and most likely it wants to fill this fair value gap. Most likely, okay. Probably it wants to fill this fair value gap. But yesterday it gave us a pattern that looks like a shooting star. After filling this fair value gap, as you can see, it gave us a bearish reversal pattern. Okay, so the close up yesterday candle, and let's go down to 4 hour. I think price, you can see if we apply our Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, this is a premium area. Price put back to a premium area yesterday. Fill this fair value gap on a daily time frame, and let's see the pattern we had on 4 hour after the close of yesterday. And yesterday it gave us a pattern that looks like a Marubuzu bearish Marubuzu candle, which indicates change in trend from bullish. Okay, gives us a Marubuzu, indicates change in trend from bullish, and here we had this fair value gap on a 4 hour time frame, which could also be the reason price broke out from the daily fair value gap. can see if you apply a Fibonacci also too from this swing high to this swing low, you can see price has filled is at a premium at the moment. And you can see here also we had a fair value gap. I think this price pulled back at this point to fill that fair value gap. And that could be the reason price might not go fill the fair value gap we have on the daily time frame, because here it has filled the fair value gap. Price pulled back to a premium of this swing. And there was a strong retracement from that area, you can see. So yesterday, this was what we had on 4-hour time frame, and this made me feel or felt that GBP was going to sell today. It's going to sell today, probably to come and fill a fair value gap at the discount area. But as you can see, it's still struggling to sell. It's still struggling to sell. The buyers are still, strong. The bullish momentum is still very strong. So let's go down to a 1-hour time frame. Do we have a fair value gap here that it wants to fill? Let's see, this is 1 hour fair value gap. Let's see 15 minutes. Say a fair value gap that it wants to fill on, okay, this is the fair value gap on 15 minutes. It has already filled that gap and it is trading above that gap at the moment. You can see this fair value gap here. It's trading above that gap at the moment. Let's see if on 5 minutes there's a fair value gap. Let's see. So it has filled the fair value gaps on 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and all that, and it's trading above that fair value gap. It's trading above that fair value gap right now. Okay, so the bullish momentum is still very strong. Okay, so let's see. So on 4-hour, this resistance is still very active, still very active. If price breaks out from this resistance, then we just know that the bulls have taken over. Okay, if a candle closes above this resistance, but in as much it is still trading above below this resistance and this resistance, okay, it is still bearish. Okay, it is still bearish. Would only consider buying if it breaks out from this resistance. If it doesn't break out from this resistance, then the sellers are still also still very active. Sellers are still very active. Okay, so let's watch. Most likely the real move would occur after the news. It could be in New York session. The real move is likely going to occur in New York session after the news. Okay, so that's my take on. I'm still bearish on GBP USD. I'm still bearish on GBP USD. I'm still bearish on GBP USD. Okay, if it breaks out like that from that resistance, then just accept that the buyers have overpowered the sellers. Okay, let's move on to Euro USD. After Euro USD, we'll look at UJ. That is coming from Mr. Tonda. I need to ensure that this our live session does not exceed 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So by 10:30, 10:35, we should be done. So if you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. So on Euro USD, similar pattern with GBP USD. So yesterday also GBP Euro USD, I think it filled this fair value gap yesterday. I think. Yeah, I think. Okay. And after the form of this shooting star yesterday, most likely there's a favor on a lower time frame that price wants to fill. Let's see. So we had this shooting star also on a 4-hour time frame. As you can see, we have the shooting star indicating change in trend from bullish to bearish. Let's go down to 1 hour. So on 1 hour, no fair value gap here on 1 hour. Let's see 15 minutes. So you can see no fair value gap here. The only fair value gap here we have on 15 minutes. Okay, so we had this fair value gap in several attempts yesterday to fill this fair value gap at this point. So let's see. This could also be the reason for the current retracement. Okay, this could also be the reason for the current retracement. Probably they want to come and sweep the liquidity residing at these highs, the highs of this candle, because a lot of individuals would have entered sell at this point, sell at this point. Their stop losses is residing at this high, so they might want to sweep these highs before going bearish. Okay, so all this buy. I think it's just to trap repair traders. That's what I think. But if price breaks out from the resistance, then we should know that the buyers have overpowered the sellers. Okay. Or this one. Okay. Mr. Joseph, good morning. Good morning. We'll look at that pair you dropped on the group, that Australian dollar card. We'll look at it in a few minutes. I've not looked at that pair for several months now. But since you dropped it, we'll look at it. Okay, so that's my take on Euro US dollar. My buyer, as you can see, Euro US dollar chart has been messy. I don't know how one would have made profits on this chart. It's been messy. Same for GBP USD, messy because of, I believe it's because of the major news. Yeah, I believe it's because of the fundamentals. Okay, so it's really been messy. It's really been messy. Like I did advise on, was it on Monday? I said this week you should be very conservative. This is not the week to be aggressive. You should reduce your risk. Be very conservative this week. If you don't want to blow your account or experience huge drawdown, be very conservative. Be very conservative. Okay, so let's move on to the next pair. UJ, that is coming from Mr. Atonda, USDJPY. If there's anything I want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, so USDJPY. So let's start with the daily time frame. Yesterday candle closed strongly bearish, and I think that move was, we had this fair value gap here on a daily time frame. So based on what we have here, UJ was supposed to buy, right? So supposed to buy, it came to fill this fair value gap. Okay, and if you apply your Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, price is currently at a discount area, and a discount, I don't think it makes sense for one to start selling at a discount. This is where one would have sold UJ. This would have been the best entry for UJ after the close of this spinning top. After the close of this spinning top, this would have been the best entry. So if you don't sell from this point, I don't think it will be smart or wise to sell from this point. I don't think so. If you want to sell, you should wait for a strong retracement to a fair value gap before you sell. I personally can't take a sell from the current market price. Okay, I'll rather wait for price to pull back. If I insist on selling, I'll rather wait for price to pull back. Okay, so you can see on 4 hour, we still have this fair value gap that has not been filled, which could be the reason price is still bearish. Okay, this fair value gap also be the reason why price is still bearish. So if after these gaps get filled, a bullish reversal pattern forms, I think it's best to look for buys than sells. I think it's best to look for buys than sells. That's what I think. That's what I think. Okay. This sell could just be to trap people to sell. They sell. Because right now, most retail traders will be selling right now. Most retail traders will be selling right now. Now they will see this as a breakout. See, also we have the support here. So to them, this is a breakout from support. So they will be selling. And when retail traders are selling, I'm sure the institutions will do otherwise. They would do otherwise. So let's see. So that's my take. I'd rather go look for buys. I'd rather look for buys on UJ than sells. I'd rather look for buys on UJ than sells. Any question? If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. Like I said, I don't want these sessions, this live stream to be too long, maximum 30 minutes. Okay, so I think we started around 10 or 5 minutes past 10. So I'm hoping by 10:35 we should be done with the class. We should be done with the class. If you have any question, any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. If you're here to give the video a thumbs up, please do that now. If you haven't given the video a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up. And if it's your first time joining the live stream, take some time to subscribe to this channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. And for those of you who are interested in my Signal service, Signal service is now available. If you are my student, you pay just 5,000 Naira monthly, and you only renew your subscription if you end the month in profit. That's when you subscribe, renew your subscription. If you don't make profit, any month you don't make profit, you don't renew your subscription. And if you have an account with Oro Market, you pay just 10,000 Naira. Others are to pay 20,000 Naira. Okay. So as an Orum client, you get 50% discount. As my student, you pay just 5,000 Naira monthly. Normally, as my student, you're not supposed to be paying for signals, okay? Because you already been taught the strategy to generate signals. So you're not supposed to pay for signals. You're not supposed to participate in that service. You're not supposed. You should know what to do in the market. But if you insist you want to follow signals, you just pay a token of 5,000. Okay, so that's it. So let's move on to the next pair. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? UJ. Joro Boy, I just analyzed UJ. Like I said, I'd rather look for buys on UJ than sells right now. Okay. Considering where price started selling, it started selling from this point, which I think was last Friday. That is when the sell started. Since the market opened, UJ has been selling and has done over 300 pips. Yeah, has done over 300 pips. So if it has sold 300 pips, you surely don't want to be the one to be buying at 300 pips, right? You don't want to buy at 300 pips. It's best to wait for price to retrace back, do a little retracement, then look for yourselves. Okay, so that's my take on UJ. That's my take on UJ. So let's move to the next pair. Okay, I said we're going to look at Australian card. Mr. Joseph dropped the charts on the group. Let's see. Let me see Australian card. Let's start with the daily time frame. I think yesterday candle broke out from this resistance, right? Yesterday broke out from that resistance, and the buy started from since the market opened on Monday. Oh yeah, it's been bullish. You can see it's been bullish, and it has done over 90 pips. Yeah, close to 100 pips. Close to 100 pips. So it's definitely not going to be the right time to look for buys. It's definitely not going to be the right time to look for buys. The market is trading over 100 pips above the opening for of the week. So on 4 hour yesterday, we had from daily, we had the high of yesterday, which was the liquidity. The high of yesterday was the liquidity. And I think today I've swept the liquidity residing at that high. Let's see for our. Okay, so yesterday we had a bearish reversal pattern on 4 hour time frame. Most retail traders have executed sell after the formation of this hanging man and this shooting star. Most retail traders have executed sell last night, and their stop losses will be residing at the highs of this candle. And I think what they've done this morning, was to sweep the liquidity. You can see they've swept the liquidity, and the next candle closed as an hanging man. So this is a bearish reversal pattern. Let's see 1 hour. Okay, on hour also, we can see we had this zone on 1 hour. We had this resistance, which became a support. And we had this new support that was created this morning. So this will be my demand zone or support zone for today's market. Okay, I would rather wait for 1 hour candle for a strong confirmation. I would like to see 1 hour candle close below this support before going bearish. Okay, if the current 1 hour candle closes bearish, that will be the right time to strike. That would be the right time to strike, because as you can see, this hanging man candle that formed there, it came, tested this our demand zone or our support zone, and there was a strong rejection from that zone. Okay, there's a strong rejection from that zone, so it's not confirmed yet that we have more sellers in the market. So that's why I would always wait for price to break from this zone. Okay, because of this strong rejection we had here, I would have to wait for price to break out from this zone before going bearish. And if you are selling, most likely Australian dollar card will come for this relative equal low. That could be the first target. Okay, and the second target could be this next fair value gap. Okay, so if you are selling, these are the areas you should use as your target. These are the levels you should use as your target. I hope that is clear. Any question, let me know in the comment section. Okay, so that is a bearish setup, but I would advise you wait for 1 hour candle to close below this zone before you take a sell. So that's my take on Australian dollar card. So someone is requesting for gold. Let's look at gold, and we'll look at GBP, JPY, and that will be all for this session. Let's look at gold and GBP, JPY before we end this session. So on gold, let's start with the daily time. It's very important to know the daily buyers. We need to look at the daily time frame. So yesterday candle closed as a shooting star, bullish shooting star. Okay, so after the close of the bullish shooting star on a daily time frame, normally you're supposed to wait for the next candle to close bearish before you jump in and start selling. But let's see the pattern we had on 4 hour time frame after the close of yesterday shooting star. So you can see we have what looks like a bearish reversal pattern here, though not a valid one, not a valid reversal pattern, because price didn't close, a candle didn't close below the low of this last bullish candle. That's not valid. Okay, if price had broken out from this low, would have been looking for sales on gold. Okay, now after the formation of this pattern on 4 hour time frame, sure, if a value gap was created after the formation of this candle, that could also be the reason for the current retracement. This fair value gap, I think, yeah. So you can see the market is reacting to this fair value gap right now. You can see the market is reacting. You can see, though there was an attempt yesterday to fill that gap, okay, it actually filled it, you can see. So the market is currently reacting to this fair value gap. You can see the first attempt here, there was a rejection from that fair value gap, okay. So let's see 15 minutes. Let's see what we have on 15 minutes. So you can see 15 minutes. You can see the patterns that are forming at that fair value gap. The market is still reacting to that fair value gap. Okay, we still have one here on 15 minutes time frame. You can see we have a tiny one here. So they might want to fill that gap. You can see gold has been in a range for some time, since yesterday around 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Gold has been in a range, no clear direction on gold. Okay, so if there's a strong reaction from this zone, then one should look for sales. If there's a strong reaction from this zone, one can consider selling. I would not suggest buying gold right now. I would not suggest buying gold right now. I still expect gold to do a strong retracement, strong one before going bullish. Okay, so that's what I see on gold right now. I'm neither bullish nor bearish. But if I'm going to take any risk on gold today, it will be a sell. And this is where I'll be looking for my sells. The reaction at this share value gap will determine if I will go bearish on gold. Okay. But since this morning's in London session, it's been bullish, as you can see. It's been bullish. If you had caught the move earlier, by now you should have made some profit for those who are buying gold. Okay, so that have been a good entry, inverted hammer, then this have been a good entry for buy. Okay, I'm not considering buying gold. I'm not considering buying gold. If gold breaks out from this zone, if the 1 hour candle closes below this zone, I would risk selling it. Okay, that's if a 1 hour candle closes below that zone. Okay, 1 hour closes below that zone, I would rather look for sells than buys. Okay, so let's look at GJ, which will be the last one. Okay, GBP, GBP, JPY. Wow. GBP, JPY is bearish at the moment. GBP, JPY, I've been expecting GBP, JPY to be bullish. I've been expecting GBP, JPY to be bullish, but it's been bearish, 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 and it's likely taking out this low. So this is a sell. This is bearish, but this is not the right time to sell. This is where you should have sold on GBP, JPY. If you had sold from this point by now, you would have made close to that's about 50 pips. 50 pips. Okay, so this is not the right time to look for sales. It's not the right time to look for sales, please. It's not the right time to look for sales. Okay, GJ could retrace anytime soon. Okay, it could retrace anytime soon. So please don't jump in and start selling. You can see it's been selling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. GBJP has been bearish this week. It's been bearish this week, so please don't consider selling it, please. Okay, so that's my take. Though it is looking bearish now, but it's not the right time to look for sales, please. So as far as I'm concerned, this is oversold. It's oversold. So I think that will be all for this session. If there are no more questions, I appreciate you for your participation, Mr. Isaiah, Mr. Debayo, Mr. Joseph, Joroboy. I appreciate you for your participation, and I wish you all a profitable trading day.